Hello guys, welcome to another video. Today we are going to do What If Naruto Was a Prodigy Part 2. By this time, Hinata and Naruto are dating for 2 months and many people know about them. This is when Hinata said that she wanted to introduce Naruto to his father because she wanted to tell her father herself, not by someone else. That is why Neji was quiet. But he warned Naruto that if he hurt Hinata, he would make him regret the day he was born. Naruto was a bit scared to meet her father, but he said okay. They decided to meet after they come back from the mission. Before leaving, Hinata told her father that she wanted to introduce someone to him. So he also confirmed a date from her father's side. Now we are going to begin the Lands of Web arc. Now we begin our story at the North Gate 2 hours later. Naruto, Hinata, Sasuke, Kakashi, and Tazuna. They are all ready to go out. After checking their papers, Izumu and Kotetsu let them go. Thus their journey began. They were moving in a loose diamond formation. Kakashi had told Hinata to to do a check of the area every few hours to warn them of any enemies. After walking for a few hours, Hinata warned them that there were two Chunin level ninja up ahead. Kakashi understood and told the genin to show him what they can do. If they needed any help, he would jump in anytime. So Hinata, Naruto, and Sasuke started making a quick plan to defeat the Chunins. They were going to surprise attack them, so they pretended that they didn't know that they were there. When the demon brothers tried to attack Kakashi to get him down, Naruto, Hinata, and Sasuke counter-attacked them. The demon brothers were caught off guard. The two demon brothers thought the three genins would have been scared and they would have been able to kill the bridge builder easily if they just took out the Jonin captain. They were wrong and got their butt handed to them by the three genins. Kakashi was very impressed with his team's performance. Naruto pulled out a scroll and put the two demon brothers in it. When Kakashi saw it, he asked, "It is asked from where he learned to use a scroll like that." Naruto replied that he learned that from Tenten. Kakashi asked why did he wanted to learn the jutsu. He replied that he needed to learn sailing jutsu for a jutsu he was practicing. Kakashi got curious and wanted to know, but Naruto said that he would show it to him when they face off against another strong enemy. Kakashi nodded and they started walking again. Then Kakashi interrogated Tazuna and found out everything. Then he asked his team if they wanted to continue the mission or not. They wanted to continue the mission, so they started walking again. After a while, Naruto felt something and thought a kunai and that place. Hinata Byakugan wasn't active then, so when he found a bunny there, they thought it was a false alarm. But Naruto explained that it was the springtime and bunnies don't have such white fur now. When all of a sudden Hinata and Kakashi told them to duck. Naruto grabbed Tazuna and ducked under an oncoming giant blade. After a few moments, Zabuza came and stood on the blade. Zabuza then demanded that they hand Tazuna over to him. One look at him, Naruto knew who he was because he always kept an eye on the bingo book. Side note, Naruto knew about Kakashi's Sharingan and knew how he got it. But Sasuke and Hinata didn't know about the Sharingan. Naruto told Kakashi that he wanted to fight against Zabuza. Are you crazy? Kakashi said. I told you I was practicing a new jutsu, and if I remember correctly, it rank was A S, and the others rank were A, and he is A rank shinobi, so he will be a good practice, said Naruto. Really? Okay, but if I see you aren't able to keep up with him, I will jump in, said Kakashi. Okay, Sensei, Naruto said. Zabuza was getting angry by this point. Listening to Kakashi, Zabuza was getting angry by this point. Listen, Kakashi, let him fight because Kakashi let him fight because Kakashi knew Naruto's abilities, and if he needed help, he would intervene. So, kid, you think you can take me on? Don't worry, little kid, I will take it easy on you because I need to fight that copy ninja anytime, Zabuza said. Really? Thank you very much, Zabuza Momochi, one of the former members of the Seven Swordmen of the Mist, Naruto said respectfully. And then they began their fight. By this time, he has been practicing the Raijin, flying Rasengan and the Flying Thunder God technique for about 2 months. While training, he uncovered the usefulness of Shadow Clone's jutsu. His training was speed up very much in just a month and a half. He could use the Rasengan with just one of his hand, and it took him the whole 2 months to learn how to use the flying Raijin. But he had not started to use it with a kunai. So Zabuza, to mark Zabuza, he at first made a few shadow clones and sent them towards Zabuza. Zabuza was able to take care of the shadow clones, but two of the shadow clones were able to put the two markers on Zabuza. Zabuza, you have lost the match, said Naruto. Zabuza looked at him and said, What do you mean, brat? Naruto then started to create a Rasengan with his one hand. Kakashi was shocked. Then Tazuna, Hinata, Naruto, and Zabuza. Then Azuna, Hinata, Sasuke, and Zabuza didn't know what he was doing. While he was making it, Kakashi asked him if he was talking about this jutsu back then. Naruto nodded and said, There's another, and became an orange flash, and suddenly he was next to Zabuza. While Kakashi saw this, he said, Minato sensei. But no one noticed it because they were amazed with Naruto's speed. Naruto went next to him and shoved a Rasengan right on Zabuza's back. He went flying into a tree. Naruto quickly made another Rasengan and in a orange flash he again came next to Zabuza to knock him out. But a few Senbon came flying through and killed Zabuza, and a hunter ninja came and thanked him for beating him before he could get away. Naruto also gave him the scroll that had the demon brothers in it, and then the ninja carried Zabuza's body and the scroll away. When the hunter ninja went, Kakashi came to Naruto and asked him how did he know that jutsu. Sensei, do you remember the Mizuki incident? Naruto asked, and Kakashi nodded. After getting the scroll from him, I kind of peeked inside the scroll and remembered the hand seals, and from then I have been practicing it. I have mastered the Rasengan, but I haven't yet mastered the Flying Raijin completely. But I can use it, but there is one thing I cannot understand, Naruto said. What do you not understand? Kakashi asked. How did the fourth Hokage use this jutsu to kill 1,000 shinobi army? Naruto asked. Oh, simple, Kakashi said, and pulled out a three-pronged kunai and said, Naruto, that to Naruto that he put his seal on this kunai and used this to do the jutsu. Can I see the kunai? Naruto asked. Yes, why not? Kakashi said and gave the kunai to Naruto. Naruto kept on studying the seal on the kunai and they started to walk to the house. The whole way he kept on studying the seal and didn't notice anything else. By the time they reached the Azuna's house, it was already night time. By the time they reached the house, Naruto have changed his seal to match the seal on the kunai. So the seal he had on Zabuza became useless. While eating dinner, something clicked in Naruto's mind. Oh no! Naruto screamed out loud. He had startled everyone on the dining table. Hinata asked Naruto what happened. Naruto replied, Sensei, what is the job of hunter ninjas? Kakashi replied, their job is to kill rogue shinobi and to dispose of their body, and it also clicked in Kakashi's mind and said that means that Ninja was on Zabuza's side and Zabuza was alive. Yes, Naruto said. Naruto, didn't you put a mark on Zabuza? Asked Kakashi. Yes, I did have a mark on Zabuza's body, Naruto said. What do you mean by did have a mark on him? Kakashi asked. I have just changed my mark to match the mark on this kunai, and I had to thought he had died, so I had removed my mark on him, and I had marked those demon brothers either. I hadn't marked those demon brothers either. Naruto said in a sad voice. Don't worry, if you wouldn't beat him, I can beat him too. If you can beat him, I can beat him too, Sasuke said. Naruto laughed a bit. Don't beat yourself up. I said I should have noticed that he was on Zabuza's side, Kakashi said. No, it's my fault. I should have used my Byakugan to check the area out for more enemies, Hinata said. No, Hinata, it's your first time on the field. I should have asked you to keep an eye on the other eye for other enemies. He can handle it previously very well. I couldn't even. He can hide his presence very well. I couldn't even sense him, said Kakashi. Your lives are really easy, isn't it? A little boy said. Do you know what pain of losing feels like? Do you know how much I suffer? Angrily, the little boy said. What do you mean we know what pain is? Naruto said. Yeah, right. Have you ever lost someone? I bet not. You live happily in your village. We have to suffer every day, the little boy said. At least you know who your parents were. I never knew my parents. I had to live all alone by myself. Not just that, everyone in my village hated me for something that I had no hand on. You at least have a mother, your mother and grandfather who love you, and a warm meal on the table, and someone to say welcome home when you return home. Naruto said. Inari stopped for a moment and thought about everything and said sorry to Naruto. Listen, there is nothing to say sorry about. You just need to be strong and never give up. I never give up, and now I have some awesome friends like Sasuke. I have people so see me like I have people so those who see me just like who I am, like Kakashi Sensei, and I have a loving girlfriend like Hinata. So never give up in what you believe in, said Naruto. Hinata blushed a bit when Naruto said he has called her his girlfriend in front of everyone. Sasuke and Kakashi knew about Naruto and Hinata dating, but they didn't think he would be bold enough to say it out loud like that. Kakashi had a perfect grin on him. From tomorrow, I'm going to train you on chakra control so that you can fight against Zabuza and the demon brothers and the at Hunt Ninja, Kakashi said, and nodded. But you can fight against Zabuza easily, can't you? Asked Tazuna. No, in a one-on-one fight, I would lose against him because he has more experience and more strength than me. I only won against him because he was going easy on me and I had the element of surprise, which I don't have anymore, said Naruto. Oh, oh, said Tazuna. Okay then, go to bed early. We will start our training early in the morning," said Kakashi. The next morning, early in the morning, Naruto and Hinata were snuggling with each other. They woke up right on the time. Both of them saw that Sasuke was already up and washing his face, but Kakashi was fast asleep and snoring too. So Naruto had an idea. He gathered up some lightning chakra and shocked Kakashi up. He shocked him just enough to wake him up. We can say that Kakashi a nice we had a nice awakening. Then they all refreshed up and went into the forest to train. He said that he was going to teach them tree walking, but all of them could tree walk very easily. So, so he taught them water walking, but Naruto already knew tree walking and water walking. So Naruto asked for permission from Kakashi to practice his flying rising. He allowed it and he went into the deep part of the forest to practice his jutsu. He made few shadow clones mark mark his kunais with the mark, and the other shadow clones for and him kept practicing the jutsu. At evening, everyone returned home after practice. Kakashi had gone with Tazuna to protect him and left his shadow clones to monitor Hinata and Sasuke's progress. They did it for about 6 days. At the evening of the seventh day of practice, Naruto had sent a shadow clone to inform the rest of his team that he was going to stay out practicing because he thinks he is near mastering this jutsu. Naruto stayed all out all night practicing the jutsu. In the morning, a very beautiful boy, but he looked like a girl, had woke him up, and Naruto and Haku had a similar conversation like canon. In the middle of their talk, Haku suddenly vanished, and Naruto had a familiar voice calling for Naruto. It was Hinata. She was looking for him because it was morning and Naruto hadn't yet come back home. They met up and went home. On the way back, Naruto told everything that happened to Hinata. By this time, Hinata and Sasuke had finished their training of walking on water. Hinata had finished it in 3 days earlier than Sasuke because of her good chakra control. Kakashi had a feeling that today was going to be the day when all of them attacked Tazuna, so he left Hinata behind to guard Tazuna's family and took Sasuke and Naruto to fight Zabuza. They were on the bridge, and Naruto was helping Tazuna to build the bridge with his shadow clones. That day, that day neither Zabuza or nor Gato's men attacked. The next day, they did the same thing, but today Zabuza and Haku attacked the bridge while the demon brothers and a few of Gato's men went to Tazuna's house to take his family as hostages. But the demon brothers and the man Gato sent failed because Hinata at first quickly took care of the demon brothers with a quick Jugen strike and then easily took care of the other people. Back on the bridge, Zabuza and Kakashi were fighting. Haku, Sasuke, and Naruto was fighting. Kakashi and Zabuza's fight was going like cannon, but Kakashi had the upper hand because he wasn't damaged or tired at all, but Zabuza wasn't at 100%. In the ice dome, the fight was in the favor of Naruto and Sasuke, but with his skill he was able to keep up, and Naruto wasn't able to mark Haku with his special seal, so they were fighting when Haku caught Naruto off guard and made it look like he he killed Naruto. Sasuke, seeing his best friend die in front of him again, he couldn't protect the person he cared about. So he unlocked the two Tomoe Sharingan in both of his eyes. After unlocking the Sharingan, he was able to see that Naruto was alive, and then with his new eyes he started to fight Haku. After a few moments, with the help of Kurama's chakra, Naruto was able to get up, but Sasuke had enough. All of his chakra was gone because he had just unlocked the two Tomoe Sharingan. He was fighting him for a while, and he had lost much of his blood, so he couldn't physically go on anymore. But luckily, Naruto had woken up, and Kurama had healed all of his injuries, so he was at 100%. Naruto had overwhelmed Haku, and Naruto gave Haku a hard punch, and his marks broke. And Naruto saw that the face below the mask, and he was shocked. Then Naruto and Haku heard the noise of a thousand birds chirping, and saw that Kakashi was about to kill Zabuza. When Haku saw this, he quickly went in the middle to shield Zabuza, and now Kakashi was about to put Chidori into Haku's heart when a golden chain came and shifted Kakashi's blow to another direction. When they looked to see from where the chains came, they saw that it was coming from Naruto. Zabuza said, "So, brat, you're from the Uzumaki clan." Then Naruto did his talk no jutsu on Zabuza and Haku. Then he finished his talk no jutsu. When he finished his talk no jutsu, Gato had came to kill Zabuza so that he didn't have to pay him. So Haku, Zabuza, Kakashi, Naruto joined forces and killed all of Gato's men. And now they were about to kill Gato when all the villagers came to help them, and those four had an idea. They gave Gato over to the villager to do whatever they wanted to do with him. Then they got to know that it was Hinata who inspired the villagers to fight for their own right. Then Kakashi's and Zabuza gave all of Gato's money back to the village to improve their village. Then they had rested in Tazuna's house for few days, and it was time to leave. When leaving, Naruto asked Zabuza, Haku, and the demon brothers to join them in the hidden leaf. They accepted his offer, Now they were all walking back when Zabuza started to talk about the Whirlpool village where the Uzumaki clan members used to live, and Naruto asked Kakashi if they could go and visit the village because he could find some old scroll of his clan still there. Kakashi at first didn't want to go, but then Naruto offered to take them back to their village with his flying Raijin, and Kakashi agreed because the Whirlpool village wasn't that far away from the Waves village. So they started to detour to the village hidden in the whirlpools. Tazuna and the villagers agreed to the name of the village of the bridge. The bridge was going to be called the Great Naruhina Bridge. They named the bridge after the two important persons who helped and gave them courage to the villagers. That's all for today. Next time we will be covering the tuning exam and a new arc that I have created called the Whirlpool arc. I hope to see you in part 3. That's all for today. Bye.